Well, hi everybody, it's Rob Evans, 365 day 421. And I'll tell you at the outset that this is going to be recorded in two parts, and I'll tell you why in a second. But before I do that, I want to tell you that here in Melbourne, Australia, today on Friday, the 9th of August, we are experiencing the coldest, wettest, windiest day of winter. It is absolutely freezing. It's the middle of the early afternoon and it's 7 degrees. Just 7 degrees. Now I'm going to have to take a sip every now and then. So I'm having my pre-workout drink. This has been the only gap I've had in the day. I've just had a quick look at my schedule, and I think if I do not take this window of opportunity to do a workout right now, I'm not going to get one in today. As my schedule is super crazy right up until 8:30 tonight. So I'm taking advantage of it while I can. It's freezing. It's freezing. You can probably hear the heater going. I've got it pumped right up because it's that cold. Everybody's cold today. So let me tell you the reason why I'm recording this in two parts. Today is the day I talk to the surgeon, and he's calling me later this afternoon. And I wanted to put out my thoughts before that call and then obviously after the call. So here's the status of things with my shoulder. Not good is the summation, really. Not good. Oh wow, I've just walked, driving past a lake nearby. Wow, there's been a lot of water today. It is flooding. It is flooding. I have never seen that much water in there. It's been raining for hours here, all last night, constant today. Wow, I haven't seen that much water in there. The shoulder is it's not good. So I finished. Today is day 3 that I've been finished the steroids, and I've been tapering off from 5 tablets a day to 4 tablets a day to 3 to 2 to 1 over a 20-day period. And they worked. They really did. They took down the inflammation. And if you've been listening to me for a while or following my social media, you will have seen that the inflammation disappeared. And what that revealed was what has caused the inflammation, which is the grinding of the AC joint. So there's a lot of crunching, clicking, movement going on in basically my collarbone and to the AC joint, and it's not pretty. So of course what the inflammation had done has put so much fluid in there that it had stopped the grinding. Well, stopped me feeling it because there was so much extra inflammation in there that there's kind of separation from bone and ligament and so forth. So it's only since that's come down that it's now the bone on bone, it feels like, and that is what's causing the inflammation. So guess what? The pain is coming back in a way that it wasn't there 4 days ago, because the inflammation has started again. And this is my concern, that once the steroids stop, what do I do? Gee, that lake is overflowing as well, because it's just going to come back, because I think the source of the problem being the AC joint is still not right. I think that it's a bit screwed. So the fact that after 3 days I can already start to feel it get worse and worse, that says to me this: the AC joint needs to be operated on again to fix it. It needs to shave the end off the collarbone so that there's a big gap there, and it no longer crunches and no longer causes these other issues. That's what I think he's going to say, because there's I just don't think the steroids being on those long term is obviously not a solution, but bringing down the inflammation is one thing, but unless the source of what's caused the inflammation is fixed, it's not going to work. So this is why in my mind, and knowing my body and spending a lot of time with Jen, my physio, yesterday, going through different videos and images of the shoulder, and pointing at where the pain is and so forth, and seeing, where the bones are and ligaments are and stuff, you can see that, well, unless this is fixed, the injury is just going to keep reoccurring. So I don't know whether he's done a slightly different procedure to last time, and that's why the right fixed and the left didn't. My feeling is that my training didn't impinge it. I just think that something's happened in there that has meant that, things are repairing, but you've got a bigger issue there that needs to be fixed first. So I think that's what's going to be the outcome. Cortisone's not going to fix it. Steroids are just going to mask the issue in the long term. It's not a long-term solution. So, yeah. How do I feel about that? Well, I feel good about it, I have to say. I have been working so hard for 7 months, over 7 months, to rehabilitate the shoulder. To be told that you need to go back to the drawing board and start that process all over again kind of rips my heart and soul out. On the one hand, but on the other hand, I want to get my body right. I can't live the rest of my life like this. I don't have to have the surgery. Well, if that's what he says, I can just live with it and see what happens. Stop training. Yeah, like I'm going to do that. Oh wow, that lake is flooded too. That looks like it's flooding onto the road. Oh wow, there's never been this much water in these. They build these estates where they put these, water features which are really just drainage system off the roads, and all of them, I'm passing heaps of them, they're all overflowing, close to overflowing. So I need to get it fixed. It's going to cost me another $4,000 probably, unless he says, look, didn't quite get it right, we'll discount it, we'll give it to you for free or something. Yeah, right, that's going to happen. But it needs to be fixed. It just needs to be fixed. I don't feel awesome about the fact that if that's the outcome, that's what has to happen. But if I push all that to one side, I say, well, this is some short-term pain for the long-term betterment of you. And I think that's where I have to live, in that space, because if I don't, it's going to do my head in. And look, I've known of athletes that have had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 knee reconstructions and gone on to compete at the Olympics at the highest level and won gold. So there is no reason that 2 surgeries for me on my shoulder is going to be the end of me or my determination to get my body in the best possible position. So that's what I'm thinking right now. I will give you an update, obviously, once I have all the information from the surgeon and what he thinks. I know he also works fast, and do you know what? If I need to have the surgery, I want it done within days, because I want to be in a position where I'm out of the sling and recover before I go to LA and meet the celebrities and do the networking and everything. I just want it done. So within 7 days, I could be under the knife. But of course, I am jumping to conclusions here And he may say, no, look, let's try another 20 days of this. I don't think he'll do that. He's an Evans after all. Matthew Evans, Dr. Matthew Evans is his name. So he's going to take fast action because that's what us Evanses do. We will see. I'm about to pull into the gym. It is freezing cold. It's gone down to 6 degrees now. And it is raining quite hard. I might park a little bit closer to the gym today. I've got my coat on, my hat, I have my scarf on, and I don't run normally, but today I am going to run. All right, I'll talk to you later. He's going to call me in a couple of hours, I think. I'll give you an update as soon as I have an update. Let's hope it's good news. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later. Well, hi everybody, I am back, and if I am back, you know what that means. I was just finishing my workout on my abs, great workout actually, and oh man, I feel out of shape sometimes. I was struggling through that last round of abs, but six pack, here we come. So yeah, it was, anyway, I was cooling down on the treadmill, getting in some extra steps for the day. And the phone rang, and it was surgeon, Dr. Evans. I gave him the prognosis, and I said, it seems to me what we need to do is go back in and saw off the end of the collarbone to fix the issue. And he said, yeah, that's exactly what I think we need to do. So I think there's two things here. One, I got it right. Two, I should have been a surgeon. And three, damn it, it's more surgery. Damn it! So I am waiting for his assistant to give me a call to make a time to go in and talk through it in a bit more detail and then be booked in for the surgery. OMG, I've just driven past a creek. I haven't seen that creek that overflowing since the floods of 2006 or something, or 2008 that we had here. My goodness, the rain here is the most we've had in probably that time, I would say. It's been raining non-stop for the past 2 days, or day and a half now. And, oh wow, I've just driven past another area. Man, all these areas, they build these creeks and little ponds and stuff, they're all going to overflow if this keeps up. There's so much water across the road too, just here. Drains blocked, can't cope with the water. Cars driving through clearly too quickly. Foolish. Oh, right here, I'm right in it. Oh, this guy's just gone through so fast. Can you hear that? He's just sprayed the whole car with water. Anyway, as I said earlier, I thought this was inevitable. It's disappointing for many reasons. Man, I could pay for an overseas holiday with the amount of money that's going to cost me to do the surgery again. Not that he's discussed that, but we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be another $4,000. It's disappointing to have to spend, that money. But obviously it's for my shoulder. So I said to him, look, do you think... So here's me thinking that Road to 600 has completely screwed me up. But, I was doing so well with my recovery. And I'm not an idiot. I know my body. And I didn't just leap back into it. I started with 10 kilos. And I just progressed from there. If there was pain, I didn't progress. And... by the time I got to 40 kilos and just kept edging it forward a couple of kilos a week, I was listening to my body, and I was only doing very few reps. So the heaviest I got to was 60 kilos, and that was by one repetition. So I in my mind, I don't think it has, but given that I'm where I am now, I think, gee, did it. And so I asked him again, and he said, we get people that show up here all the time and their AC joint has deteriorated for no other reason than it's just deteriorated. So he said, you can't say that yes, because of what you did, it did it. He said, obviously the left was worse than the right, and when he got in there and did the surgery, you could see that that was the case because the bursa was so inflamed, and it was just a lot messier. And he said that you just don't know. It just could be just a deterioration since the surgery for no other reason than it was just going to deteriorate anyway. So let's not worry about the fact that, you know, you may have done something to impinge that. In many ways, I don't think I did, but obviously it's in the back of my mind. So it's disappointing because it's been over 7 months of my life dedicated to rehabilitating every single day. But it's a setback. It's not a failure. It's not a loss. It's just a setback. It's a delay in my recovery. So I'm here to tell you right now that Road to 600 for this year is dead. It's dead. But I have achieved Road to 300. And, it's just about setting and refocusing. And I can tell you that I had started to do that because I was anticipating that no matter what was going to be the outcome for this, it was going to be a slow road back, even if it was medication for longer and so forth. Unfortunate surgery, but, what can you do? So I had already reset on redoing my abdominal training, and that's what I've been working on for the last couple of weeks anyway, just in anticipation that this is what was likely to happen. So it's disappointing, but I've already got another plan in place, and that's what you have to do, isn't it? That's about life. You have to adapt, you have to change to the circumstance that change around you. So I, in my mind, had already reset. I'm already very focused on other things. So I don't see it as, oh no, now what am I going to do? Because I'm already on that path anyway. And I'm excited about that path, and this just means, okay, well, I'll keep doing that while I have to cope with this surgery. So, like I said before, I just want to get in and have the surgery done over the next 10 days and get it done with, so that I can get on with life, get on with the recovery, and let's just on to the end of the year. Bring it on, I say, bring it on. So I'm hoping she calls me today, because the sooner I can get speaking to her, the sooner I can get that appointment done. In fact, if she hasn't called by the time I get home, I'm going to call her and make that time. Because I'm a man on a mission. So that's it for today, hey? Surgery. Well, it means I know what's going to happen. Is this going to fix it? Who knows? But I'm a strong believer in this. If there clearly is a bone-on-bone infringement here, just like my right shoulder, this, because I've seen the images of this. Now, it's a different thing. It's a different procedure. He's going to, have to cut a little bit off the end of my collarbone. But what was happening last time with the impingement in my shoulder was that you could tell that there was a very tiny gap, and every time that I'd raise my shoulder up, it was rubbing. So the way to fix that, remove the impingement, increase the gap, so he planes some more off. And what that meant is that physical impingement will never be there again. Why? Because he shaved the bone off, so it's impossible now for it to rub on the other one, because the gap is too great. You can't, you can't get in there and fix that. You can't. Oh no, I said that. You can't get it. Those bones are not going to rub together because the gap is too great. So my mind says that, well, okay, we've got bone on bone at the moment. Remove part of the bone, so the gap is so big that it's not going to happen again. And I think once that's done, then I will be able to tell that, well, clearly that issue, another one might arise, but that issue will not be an issue for me because it's been removed. Simple as that. So that's where I'm coming from. And that's what I think will happen. The kids are going to get wet coming out to the car. Hopefully they see me. I'm parking in a nice spot for them where they can see me. A bit closer to them. I'm being nice today. Well, not that I'm always not nice, though. Don't get the wrong impression. So, yeah. So I would be confident. Why? You know, he said that he did do the exact same procedure as the other shoulder, but things just present differently, I guess, and that's what's happened in this case. So we've got to deal with it because it's a real thing, and life just moves on as a result. So onwards and upwards, still just as focused. My mission now is let's just get it done. Let's get it done. I'll keep you posted as to what's going on, when it's going to be, and yeah, bring it on. Let's get it done. I'll talk to you tomorrow.